Welcome to our first membership moments for TIE 2019-20 school year. And these are short webinars to feature the resources that you can have as a TIE member. And so I'm on the tie.net website and I'm quick going to the membership FAQ. And today we have Doug from Streamable Learning with us, and he is going to tell us all about Streamable Learning. And so you'll notice that it is linked on the FAQ here, and all the information you need to get access. The awesome thing about Streamable Learning in South Dakota is if you are a TIE member district, you have free access. Every staff member in your district can sign up for access to Streamable Learning. So we're really excited about that. So Doug, I am going to hand it over to you and we'll see all the details about Streamable Learning.
Okay, so let me start with sharing my presentation. And you tell me when you can see it, and I will get started.
I can see it.
Okay, great. So we are Streamable Learning, and this is a picture of our tiger, which is on our cover slide. It's been there for the last year. We do a lot of programs with animals, as we'll talk about in a bit. A lot of aquarium, a lot of zoo programs, a lot of great ways to learn through animals. So we are the largest provider of live streaming events in the K-12 space. This year we have over 500 events on the schedule. We're actually the first company to bring these same events to senior centers. So we work usually in the later afternoon. We're doing programs from many of these same providers into assisted living and senior centers. And it's a great opportunity for folks who live in these centers to interact with many of our content providers. And I'll talk a little bit today about Streamable U, which is our newest service that we're offering this year, and I think you'll like to hear about that. So Streamable Learning is basically, most of you know our programs through the terminology of virtual field trips. We kind of like to think of them as live supplemental curriculum because they're really kind of standards-based, done by professional presenters who know the classrooms and are getting classroom visits all year. In this case, our 30 to 40-minute programs are really just done virtually. One-to-many live streaming, so you don't have to worry about having a camera or an audio device. You just log into these rooms through a simple link that you put in your calendar after you've booked an event and searched around our calendar of events, and it'll pop up and you can chat and respond to polls and different things that our presenters are doing. We've got a lot of the usual suspects: museums, zoos, historical sites, aquariums, art organizations, just a whole bunch of sites from all over the country, and even some from around the world. We actually do our math programs out of South Africa. We do our science programs, some of our science programs out of Australia. And we're actually creating something we call the 24 Hours of Science, which will be run in February. And we're going to do a program every hour of the day in late February around the world from science centers. So that's something that's not up yet, but we're working on it with science centers in different parts of the world. Our favorite slide is always our logo slide, because this tells you the content partners that are really comprise the content on our system. So lots of big museums and lots of smaller museums. We don't favor one over the other. There's a lot of great smaller sites that have great content and really love using the platform to reach classrooms and students. So lots of different groups and about 30 new providers this year. So every year we change it up. Some providers that we've had in the past will be doing different programs, and some providers will be showing up here on our system for the first time. So we're always out recruiting different folks, and then we have some old favorites that are here with us every year. We love former poet, children's laureate, Ken Nesbitt, doing a ton of programs with us this year on poetry. Denver Museum of Nature and Science, Eric Carl, they're here every year doing great things. And a lot of new authors. We always try to change up the authors each year. So we cover a lot of different subjects, a lot of different grade ranges, but the Streamable calendar is very heavy on kind of K through 8, K through 9. And these are just some of the things that we cover each year. A little health and wellness, like we had the Museum of Healthcare from Canada on Friday. And a lot of aquariums have already gone, but you haven't missed anything because all the programs are recorded. Or I should say most of the programs are recorded. So you can always go back and look at programs that we've done just in September, as well as all the programs from last year. It's all there. for you to take a look at. We tend to run 2, 3, 4 programs a day. Today was actually a light day. We only had one, but we're really gearing up, and pretty much the rest of the year, there isn't a day that we're not doing programming. So some of our programs are scheduled around observances. We'll do things around a lot of the common educational observances, but some of the programs have proliferated to the point where we're just kind of running them every month. Animal programs, aquarium programs, and the like. So you'll see all that through our easy kind of login, create your account, and then go search for kind of the fun programs by grade level, by type, or chronology, whatever it may be. So really, if you're initiating some new type of learning and teaching in your district, we're told by some of our member districts that our programs support these different topics: classrooms without walls, experiential learning, you know, kind of two of the obvious ones that the programs support if you're implementing that type of system in your district. So why are we here? Well, we're here to really create a modern, self-sustainable platform of live streaming and live video in the classroom. It's very economical, particularly for all you folks in South Dakota, but it's generally economical for districts and very easy to use, kind of a browse, book, and attend type of methodology. It doesn't require the support that you've seen in the past with a lot of one-on-one programs. You don't have to worry about the cameras and the audio, as I mentioned earlier. And we really, you know, kind of pitch supplemental curriculum coverage. So when you're doing a unit, you can check and see, do we have a recording or a live event that would support that unit? And we're out here to help our content partners, you know, get our museums and our partners to reach new classrooms and new students that they don't normally see, you know, in their physical field trip world. So that's Streamable Learning, just lots of events, subscription-based. There's no per program charges. You can, your district and teachers can attend any of the relevant programs all year long, you know, at kind of free will. And so now I'll just use the next few minutes to talk about Streamable U. When we work with our districts around the country and in Canada, what we kept getting asked about college and career readiness. And so while we do some career programs in the core calendar, the career programs will come around in more volume next year. We decided to focus more on college programming this year. So we kind of have virtual programs to prepare students for life beyond high school. So part one is kind of an admissions calendar. Starting at in 2020, at no cost to schools and districts, we will start offering virtual college fairs. So these will be offered during the school day. Potentially they'll also be offered after school. And these are 30 to 40-minute programs hosted by colleges and universities, as well as organizations that you would associate with post-high school life. Like in February, we're going to be doing Gap Year Exploration Month. And we're going to focus many companies that offer gap year programs through this February month-long celebration. And your school and the guidance office or wherever it may be can just sign up and tune in. There's no cost to schools, districts, or homeschools. These will also be recorded as well. And the main two formats that we're going to see in this initial introduction of the service is really admissions Q&A, so general sessions, but also student panels. So we're going to have students that have enrolled in these colleges talk about their selection of the college or university and the like. And this is building very quickly, and it's likely to move into thematic months. So each month we'll highlight one or two different types of colleges and universities. So it might be art and design schools in April. We're going to be featuring colleges that are recruiting, you know, for their art and design students. We have a whole long list of topics, even one that doesn't have to do with colleges. We're getting started on recruiting for Apprenticeship Month, where students can learn about apprenticeships and life beyond high school that might not involve college. So that's the virtual college fair element of it. The second one has already gotten started last month, and this is virtual college prep and planning. We were asked by many of our districts, can you do test prep? And we knew we could do test prep, but test prep wasn't really enough in our view to really give families an opportunity to learn more about college prep beyond test prep. And so we recruited over the summer a nationally diverse group of experts who do this type of work for a living, often very expensively, but they're hosting all our programs. So we've been running a lot of the programs on college interviews, how to do a proper college search, how to do a self-assessment before you start your college planning. We'll be doing essays, pretty much anything you can think of related to college prep and planning is on this calendar. And we're even growing it now into getting ready to introduce some athletic programs and how families can deal with maybe a student athlete that's thinking about playing sports in college. So the price for this service is $99 a family a year. So we targeted a price point that's actually what many people pay for a single hour of tutoring by a college prep professional. So we have ACT prep, SAT prep. We actually have 3 sets of that throughout the year to go with 3 of the different test times. And then we have all the other college prep and planning programs. And we like to say with this service, kind of comprehensive, convenient, which live streaming and the calendar takes care of, and then cost effective. We've come together with a live and interactive service at a price point that just has not really been out in the market before. And even better than that, we can help districts that want to introduce this to families by even giving an additional discount. And in some cases, in certain types of districts that have certain types of needs, we'll even do some scholarship matching of seats for the district. So we want to get this out into the hands. You know, you're only a junior once in high school. This is a great opportunity to get this prep and planning information from some really great people. So we've already run a month of programs. It's surpassed our expectations in terms of how well the presenters are doing. So it's something very exciting for us. These are just some of the different areas we just covered the other night. We had a presenter get on, open up some college websites, and help the students learn how to navigate a college website. We'll be doing things around standardized testing that don't have to do with test prep, like accommodations that are available to families and students around tests, how to manage your social media accounts. We'll do some work on early admissions and the types of admissions that colleges offer, how to get the best letters of recommendation, all these type of things, how to communicate with a college, how to navigate a college fair, because it's not always going to be a virtual college fair. So these are just subjects that we cover as we learn more about what students need and their families need to get ready for this next stage in their academic life. So the goals of this service, beyond being comprehensive and convenient and cost effective, were really to create cost effective, equal access to college and university programs. In rural states and inner cities, they often don't get the same number of colleges that certain suburban districts do visiting their schools. So this is a way to bring those colleges and other organizations into your school so that your students can ask them questions and interact with the presenters. So it's just like in the Streamable learning business, trying to remove those geographic and travel barriers and get that flexibility of accessing content that might not be close to you physically. So as we talked about earlier, browse, book, and attend. We've added a 4th, which is interact. So we always want to make sure that people understand these programs are interactive. And really that starts right at the beginning. All our presenters love to see where everybody's logging in from. So most of our teachers and homeschoolers will start to enter the program, and they'll start to type in where they're joining from. And you'll see many, many states that classrooms are attending from. And it's very exciting to see kind of that broad geographic coverage in the program attendees. So summing up, Streamable Learning is all about live streaming educational programs, and in the senior market, kind of entertainment programs. We're looking to build awareness of our college admissions and college prep service, particularly on that virtual college fair side. It's going to be a free service, so it's just another resource to put in those guidance offices or wherever your high school or middle school students are getting access to this type of information. So we're very excited, to have these offerings out in the market. This is our 3rd year of live streaming supplemental curriculum programs, our 1st year on the college side. Just continuing to grow the business, grow the content, The more districts we have joining, the more content we add. In the first year, we started with 125. Now we're between 500 and 600. And next year, we hope to have that many more. So anyway, hopefully that's a great overview for you to learn more about our platforms and what we offer. We always welcome contact with educators, really in any form, suggestions for content, questions about how it all works, questions about how you can get involved. But thankfully with TIE, they've taken a lot of that off the table and made it really easy for South Dakota schools to get up and running. So nothing would make us happier than when we take a look at the registrations and the attendance on our programs to see a lot of South Dakota classrooms on the programs. Thanks so much. You're muted.
Hey, would you take a couple seconds and show us the actual website so we can browse through and look at how you've organized our Streamable Learning website? Because it is amazing what you guys have done with it in terms of aligning it with content area and age level and date. I mean, you can browse any number of ways.
Yeah, it's not opening up right now because I typed in the wrong. All right. And we also have example programs on the site. So a good way to learn about a program, our programs, is to go take a look at some of those samples. And basically through TIE, you can just come in and set up your accounts on the system. That's really, to be honest, the best way to learn about streamable learning is to go create an account, take a snowy, rainy Saturday, and jump on the system, because we have this huge library of recordings. So you can start clicking around to see what different program formats look like, because they are different. Some are done in kind of museum studios, some are done out in the field. There's some use recorded video as part of the live program. There's some dissection programs on the system where you're using overhead projectors. So we really welcome kind of like a diversity of styles. We really don't want to keep the same type of format in every program, right? So the Alaska Sea Life Center might be in front of the sea lion tank. A new provider for us, the North Carolina Aquarium at Roanoke Island, they've got an upcoming program we're going to add with their sea otters, and we'll be right there in the tank with them. We'll be doing like a Shark Week program. So just lots of different types of programs. So when you come in and you set up your account, you can just go in there and like we said, there's a lot of different ways to kind of come in and search. Here's a program that, let me click on and see if I can share a chance to show you what that program was like, because this will actually be coming up next month, this Wicked program. Last month, we did a program on Beetlejuice. So tell me if you can see this.
We can.
We are coming to you live from Broadway in New York City and live from the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco, California. Our bi-coastal team, hi Lurkin and Susan.
And then this was a program on Wicked that was sponsored by two of our providers. We actually brought them together in the program, but you can see that on the website. Actually, and they're worth talking about a little bit, because this is our first year. Every month, we're going to be doing a program from a Broadway site or a leading performing arts center site. This has been in development for 3 years by our partner, Camp Broadway. And so this is going to bring some more performing arts type of content to the system. And really, this is just the first year of trialing these programs and getting them out in front of classrooms. It's expected to grow significantly in the years to come. So it's a new addition. You can imagine how difficult it is to get through the rights and the intellectual property involved in these type of productions. But our partner is very persistent and very smart in this area. And they're coming to us this year with kind of a monthly program. So it's really exciting. The Wicked program last year was on environmentalism and how it relates to Broadway, and it was a huge hit. There were a lot of scenes that they used from the Wicked, the live Wicked shows. Last month, we had the producer of Beetlejuice talking about he went from high school to becoming a Broadway producer. So each of the shows will have kind of a different angle around, being part of a theatrical or musical production. So
Nice.
very exciting.
Do you want to quick show us the especially like the grade level, because Leslie's on a kindergarten teacher, and so if she could kind of see how easy it is to look at just what's relevant for kindergarten. All the zoo ones are really awesome.
Yeah, and I just got contacted by another zoo yesterday, and that's part of the process is, we get incomings, kind of all year. And, what happens is it's very hard for us to turn people down. They want to do a program, they want to get into the system and be part of what we're doing. And so, we love to add people. So like I said, I had a new zoo call us yesterday. Quick go to their site, see what they have that we aren't currently offering, and then try to get that program in. So, this is, let me just get to the live stream search.
Okay. You need to share your screen again with me. Okay.
I'm going to go to share, and here we are. So, I've logged in with my account, and I clicked on up at the top live streams. I could also click on recordings and go to our recorded library and search by grade. And here we have 10 recordings for kindergarten, 25 for first year. And you'll see the sweet spot in the market for these type of programs tends to be 3, 4, or 5. But one great way to use recordings is for a teacher to go watch a recording, because it could be that recording, which says first or second grade, you could actually use in kindergarten. So there's often a lot of movement between the defined grade ranges that are in a program. Mm-hmm. But here you can search by grade level, by month, by topic. That's basically the main search criteria. So if we go in here and click on K, you'll see we have an upcoming program from Historic Charleston, one of our local sites. We'll be doing a program from the Royal BC Museum on animals in the seasons. So this is just for October. So we've got quite a bit of programming just this month for the kindergarten range. The Eric Carle Museum is a real favorite for this age group. We have a group out of Montana. This is a first-time author presenter doing a new book that they have. Ken Nesbitt is a hugely popular poet. He'll be doing some programs on spooky Halloween poems. And then you can just scroll down either, by month, like we talked about. In November, you'll have one of the elite presenters. The Cal Academy of Science has been doing this for years. Kinta Mazatlan out of Texas and the like. And you can just keep going. And if you see something you like, you just click on book, and that will send an email to your email with the link to the event. So you put it in your calendar, and on that day, you'll be reminded. You click on it, and the Zoom room will open, and you're in the program. If the program has any materials, they will be sent to you when you register for the event. Or if the materials come in late, we'll send the materials to you directly. So here we have Shark Week for us is in December. We actually have a lot of the presenters that are in the real Discovery Shark Week. We'll be running that. We'll have a program for different grade ranges here. You can see the Texas State Aquarium will be a presenter. So these are just a new program this year on squirrels from the Greenville, South Carolina Zoo. So hopefully that gives you an idea on how you can kind of look around. It's really kind of fun to see what's there and available. And if the program ran last year, you're likely going to be able to get access to the recording, so you as the teacher will know basically what's going to happen in the program. Except it'll be better, because all our presenters get better every year.
I love this, and I'm glad that we're able to have this relationship so that we are able to offer this to our South Dakota TIE member schools and any of our TIE member schools, so not just South Dakota, but being able to provide it to our TIE member districts, because it's so awesome to be able to bring all of these different venues into the classroom. Well,
Well, one last thing. We
All right.
will be at the National Rural Schools Conference in Louisville in October.
Okay.
So if anybody's going to be there, please stop by our booths. We actually have two. We have one for Streamable U and one for Streamable Learning. So, definitely stop by and say hello and, that kind of stuff. And we'll work on getting some cool stuff to give out at the conference.
Nice.
We didn't have a lot of that last time, and we were told we got to have like cool giveaways.
You have to have the cool stuff. All right. Well, thanks so much, Doug. I'm going to stop the recording. And then I will answer any questions.
No, I'm going to check it out. So thank you.
Good. Thank you. We hope to see